What's up YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Tay Cardenas and I am a real estate entrepreneur. I am creating tons of content around real estate, marketing, and my life here in Colorado. And today's video is perfect for you if you are thinking of moving to Colorado Springs. I'm going to be basically talking all about the cost of living here. So mortgage, rent, taxes, insurance, all of the above basically to live your life here. So if you're moving to Colorado or just want to get an idea and have questions about Colorado, don't forget to leave them in the comments below or feel free to email me here and I will get back to you. Now, let's jump into today's video and get started. Okay, let's jump into the biggest thing first, housing. How much does it cost to rent in Colorado Springs as well as have a mortgage in Colorado Springs? Let's start with rent. Now, I did some research. I basically pulled up some apartment complexes and looked up what was available, and I got some good stuff. So when I was doing research, I found several apartment complexes that offer 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, and 3-bedroom apartments from $1,400 to about $2,400. Now, there's some a little higher, there's some a little lower, but that was the main average in terms of getting a 1-bedroom, a 2-bedroom, and a 3-bedroom property. These typically included amenities like a pool, a community center, parking, and a gym. So if you like the vibe of living in an apartment, that's kind of the range that you're working with in terms of cost. I think that you do get a lot for your money, especially if you can get one with a view and with like amazing amenities, because it cuts costs in other areas like purchasing a gym membership or having to pay for parking and things like that. So that is the range for apartment complexes. Now, rental in properties is slightly different. Now, if you have no interest in living in an apartment complex, then single family homes and townhomes might be the option for you in terms of renting. And there are a handful of options. As I was previewing Zillow, I saw many listings in the 2,000 to 3,000 max sort of range for 2 to 3 bedroom properties. So that's not too bad considering you get a whole house or a whole townhouse to yourself for a similar price point, actually maybe just a little bit higher than an apartment complex. Now, these amenities for townhomes and single families will vary depending on the location of the property. You may get some, you may not at all. Those are some things that you can consider in terms of renting in Colorado Springs. The next topic I want to cover is mortgage, because if you're not renting, you must be buying and you need to know how much that costs, right? So buying is actually very reasonable in Colorado Springs. Let's break down single family homes and townhomes. That way you can get an idea of what a starter property would cost as well as a single family home. So as I was doing research on single family homes, I found that the average price of a single family home in Colorado Springs is $500,000. $500,000, guys. $500,000. You can get a single family house for $500,000 in Colorado Springs. And I'm talking a good, decent size house. This is amazing. Again, I'm from Hawaii, and what you can get in $500,000 in 2022. Now, following up with that, the average price of a townhome slash condo is $350,000. Now, these numbers are current as of January 2022. So this is later that you are watching this, and then keep in mind those prices may have gone up, may have gone down, but always check in and take a look at the market so that way you can keep up with the prices and all of that stuff. Now, we know rent and mortgage is typically our biggest chunk of expenses. There's so many other things that add on to that, like utilities. So utilities is actually run under one company here in Colorado Springs. I think they're called Colorado Springs Utilities. And they all manage through one portal and one account, which personally I love. I think that's the most simplest, smartest thing you could do. And let's break it down for you. So in terms of an apartment complex, and I'm giving you data from my personal experience, when my husband and I lived in an apartment complex, we rented a 2-bedroom, 2-bath unit, and we paid about $100 per month for electricity. And I think that was pretty reasonable because it was a little under 1,000 square feet and it was the two of us. Now, obviously it's gonna range if there's more people living in the property, if the property is bigger. To be honest with you, we weren't appalled by that price. We were used to spending a lot more in Hawaii. So that was when we lived in an apartment complex. We recently moved to a single family home and it's little under 3,000 square feet. So this house definitely has higher expenses. I think we actually should be spending a little bit more than what we are currently. But we have solar panels on our property and that really cuts down the expense of electricity. So our bill for a single family home breaks down to about $20 a month for electricity. And then it's averaging $150 for sewer, water, and gas. And so all of that is combined in the $150. Next, I want to touch on insurance. Now, I know insurance is going to be different based off of your situation and your circumstance and what you want, but I want to give you guys an average of what we spend for our car insurance as well as our home insurance, just so that way you know what you're getting into. So currently we pay about $120 a month for our home insurance, and then our car insurance is actually $60 a month, and we have a pretty medium-sized SUV. So I hope that gives you a little bit of an idea on insurance. Another thing I wanted to touch on was the tax here. That was something that I was kind of surprised by, especially at the grocery store. So they don't tax on groceries here in Colorado Springs. They actually only tax you on non-essential, and that minimum is 8.2%. And then the 8.2% actually includes state, county, city tax. And so that's the breakdown on that. In terms of property tax though, we pay about $3,000 a year for our single family home. Again, it depends on the property, how big the property is, where it's located, all of that stuff. So it will change and differ depending on where you buy. But I'm gonna insert this screenshot here. This is a breakdown of how they calculate tax. And then of course, if you are looking at properties, typically that information is given to you on a fact sheet. So this is the breakdown for that. And then I can't think of any other costs that would be looped into cost of living. So if you have any questions about other things in Colorado Springs or other prices of things, anything honestly, let me know below and I am happy to answer you. I hope that you found this video helpful. I will be filming a couple of more videos on the weather and things to do in Colorado and just some other fun stuff. So if you do also want a behind the scenes look at my day and what I do here in Colorado Springs, check out my vlogs. That's it for today's video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and check back for more. Bye.